I'm upset, like, you're gonna be upset too. You're gonna be upset too. Because if I'm upset, you're gonna be upset too. Before I get into it, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give your girl a subscribe, give your girl a like, and give your girl a share. You know, turn on your post notifications. Welcome back, Black Beauties. My name is Onika, and I'm so happy to be with you guys today. As you can see from the title below, is the ending of 2021. And honestly, I'm so happy that we've made it. Like, with everybody knows that I'm a college student, and with going to school, with just experiencing a lot of different things in my life and just going through the motions, like, I'm so happy. God be the glory that I have made it to the end of the year. There's so many things that have been going on: COVID, school, families, you know, everyday life issues, personal issues, internal issues, external issues. And you know, I'm just so happy that I survived the end of the year. Kudos to us, claps to us. Let's take a moment of freaking silence because we made it. Like, we made it. Let's take a moment of silence. All right, guys, so that moment of silence was for everybody that went through something this year and they thought they wasn't gonna make it, and they thought, like, listen, I'm over it, I'm overwhelmed, all these negative emotions, like, I'm tapped out. But guys, we have survived. We have, you know, we've made it through. Like, we've really made it through. We've survived. We have overcome everything that we thought we couldn't overcome, and it's really an amazing feeling to honestly go through something that you really think that, listen, this is the end of it, like, this is the end of my rope, like, I can't do it. But then you tap into that strength that you never knew you had, and you get through it, guys. You get through it. And of course, we all know, of course, we've been there, you know. So guys, you know, before we get into it, like I said before, I always want to start off these sit down talks with my family, with you guys, with that word of affirmation from my book that I've always get my affirmations from. So this affirmation is going to be, the title of it is Resilience. So every experience, both the good and the bad, will eventually get you to where you are supposed to be. Every win, every loss, every mistake. Don't be afraid to fuck up. And don't expect success overnight. Get lost, then find yourself. Over and over again. Work hard, and always remember to enjoy the life you create for yourself. Like, can I get a clap? Honestly, like, one thing that, you know, we experience is never really getting to enjoy life. Like, I feel like we never ever get to enjoy what God has given us, like the precious life that we always wake up for. When you wake up, just know that you have a purpose. Like, there's a reason why you didn't, like, you know, pass away, or you're on this earth still, you know. And that's the first thing I think of, like, you know, yeah, I woke up this morning, that means I have a purpose. God has me here for some reason, and I'm going to do whatever I can to fulfill that purpose, you know. So honestly, my goals for 2022, one of them is going to be, you know, enjoying life. So guys, you know, it's the ending of 2021. We had Christmas with our families and stuff, and it's now time to reflect. Like, reflect on 2021. What has 2021 taught us? What will we be doing in 2022? So I have some prompts that I'm going to go through with you guys, and hopefully you guys love it and you guys do it at home. So guys, this is my I don't know if you can see, this is my, it's called Wild Ideas. So this is my journal prompt book. Like, this is my book when, you know, I see a prompt, I see a journal prompt that I really want to, like, you know, write it down. Like, what does this prompt mean to me? To get deep into is, all right. So this is the 2021 prompts for the end of the year, you know, self-reflection and like everything that, you know, you could put into one day like, okay, this is all the things that I want to feel like I need to address. Okay, so the first prompt is, what do I need to accept about myself and the other people in my life? Because, we selfish, guys. Like, we're human beings. Of course, we're going to be selfish. We could be selfless, but I do feel like we have a little bit of selfishness in our bodies, which I do, of course. Me personally, when writing this prompt, the first thing that came to me is I need to accept that the people in my life, the relationships that I have, we are human. Like, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to disappoint you. They're going to fail you at one point in your life. They're going to hurt you at one point in your life. But you need to realize that, you and these people are human. Like, these people are not going to be perfect. They're not going to fulfill your fantasies that you have in your head of a perfect life or the perfect individual. And for me, listening to this quote has made me realize, like, damn, like, I have to really give these people and give myself as well self-compassion, because there's something wrong with me why I feel like people have to be perfect, or they have to be perfect within my life. If I am expecting perfection, I have to be perfect as well, and that's not life. That's not how you go through life. We have qualities that other people might not like, and we have flaws. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has things we don't like. So I feel like if I am setting an expectation so high, of course they're not gonna, fulfill it, because they're human. I have to realize that, I'm human, and I have to give myself self-compassion, because, I have to realize that I'm not perfect. I'm my biggest critic. Biggest. So there's times when, I negative self-talk myself. So, just giving myself self-compassion and give others self-compassion. Sometimes I think I like people for who they are, but I love them for who I want them to be. And then that's where expectations comes in, when we love them for their potential, or yeah, this person can be this for me, or the fantasy that we create in our heads, because we feel like, okay, yes, this is the person that, this is the futuristic person that I can mold them to be. And you can't mold nobody. You cannot mold anybody, because at the end of the day, I feel like, people's gonna be who they want to be. Like, you can't force nobody to do this. You can't tell nobody this is who you're gonna be. And sometimes when you're controlling, and it's because you want this type of life for yourself, and you want to go through life as the perfect image or the perfect picture. And sometimes you have to take a step back and just smell the roses, like really smell the roses. Sometimes when I feel like life is out of control, I just take a step back to like declutter my mind, breathe, release the negative emotions, and tell myself a different story. Tell myself positive things that I want for myself and that I want for people. So I look at qualities that I love about them. Like, this is something I don't want to change. This is something I don't want to change. And then I look at things that I don't like, and then I'm like, okay, is this something that I can accept? Like, really accepting people for who they are is the key to life, I think. Honestly, one of the keys to life. I believe that just accepting them, loving them, so they can love you for who you are and your flaws, because all we want is for people to love us as we are, with everything, the baggage and everything that we come with. So I think that that's just an amazing thing, extending love to others so they can extend back that same love to you. That, made me release anything that I have been going through with my relationships, just realizing at the end of the day, like, I care for you. And if I made that step to care for you, then that means that I need to take that extra step to love you for who you are. And if I can't do that, then that means that I don't truly love you. Because if I'm trying to change you, then that means that I don't love you and I don't love myself. Because if I love myself, I would want somebody to love me for who I am. And if I'm trying to change you, then that don't mean I love you. Like, if anybody tries to change you, then that don't mean they love you. If they love you, they will love you for who you are as a person, as an individual, as, with them and without them. So I definitely, love that prompt. It got me to dig deeper into, like, stating that I set unrealistic expectations, and I really want to let that go in 2022. I really want to, accept that the people that I love in my life are human and they make mistakes, and it's okay for them to make mistakes, because Guys, that has held me back, so I'm releasing it. The next prompt is, how can I manage my reaction to my feelings? And I said I can manage my reactions to my feelings better by finding out what my triggers are. Also, by finding out my unhealed wounds. I think the worst thing is going through life and not really understanding why you act the way you do. There were situations that I would act really hostile and people would think that I was overreacting. And in many cases, I sometimes thought that I was overreacting too. But even the smallest of situations would overwhelm me with negative emotions. And I never knew why until I read a book about healing emotional wounds for Black girls. This book taught me that my unhealed emotional wounds affect my daily life, my relationships, my education, and just overall my peace. How can I better manage my reactions? Because sometimes, you have so much suppressed emotions and so much anger inside of you that you don't really realize, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, you upset me, you annoyed me, this is why I act the way I do. But for me personally, I felt like for me, every time I would get triggered or something would make me feel a way, or I would feel a certain type of emotion, like I would just go rah rah. Man, I have no patience. Like, honestly, somebody would say something to me, I may feel like, listen, why you chat to me? Like, what is the purpose of this conversation? What is the purpose? Like, just why? Please, 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 please. And then like people will be like, she have too much attitude, all of them something there, I can't bother with it. And I'll just be like, no, you come to me with this type of energy, so please remove yourself from my presence. Like, I would just be so rude. And honestly, I feel like, at times, like, I'm like, listen, they annoyed me. But then I really started to like look deep into myself and be like, okay, Onika, why do you act this way? Why? And I realized that I have a lot of things to work on, like things to work on for myself to heal, because there's reasons why I act the way I do. And, every time I feel a negative emotion, I try, I'm not perfect. I haven't said I've done it successfully. I've done it successfully one time where, I felt my triggers after reading the book. I try to practice it, but there's one specific time that I felt my triggers. Like, I felt it, and I was like, I took a breath, I listened to a song that helped me release my emotions, I cried about it, I released it, and then after I released it, I was able to like move on. It wasn't a situation where it like took a toll on my whole day, so I would say that I was able to like release it and then move on. If I didn't release it, I would have held on to it the whole entire day, and it would make the people around me very uncomfortable, because sometimes I have a type of energy where if I'm upset, like, you're gonna be upset too. You're gonna be upset too. Because if I'm upset, you're gonna be upset too. So that's what, that's why I try to work on it, because sometimes people don't want that energy. People don't want that around them, and then it makes it for you to be like, they kind of be like, I don't want their own chi, yeah, I don't want to come around chi. And so I think that honestly, I just try to work on myself. Like, every time I feel something, I'll be like, okay, I have my notes and my iPhone, and I'll be like, okay, what am I feeling? This. Like, I try not to cry in public, guys. I try not to. But, if I feel like I need to, like, shed a few tears, that's okay. The next one is, oh, guys, this one, I had to take a few minutes. I had to go through, an Adele song, an Alicia Keys song to really, really, really get this prompt out of me. Because I felt like this one was a difficult one, because I know boundaries and I want to set them. But sometimes I don't know what specific boundaries to set. Like, okay, yeah, saying no. Like, what I realized is there's boundaries that you set for yourself, and there's boundaries that you set for your relationships, and there's just many different boundaries. So what one boundary do I need to implement to improve my peace in 2022? So what I said, one boundary I need to implement to improve my peace is that I will not accept less than love, care, trust, and respect, even from myself. If I can't establish a boundary for love, care, trust, and respect for myself, how can I expect others to give me that? I have to stand by my own boundaries so others can as well. In every relationship, you have to show people how you would treat yourself. In a video, I saw Lauryn Hill. She said that she had to reintroduce herself to everyone in her life. As I heal and establish my boundaries, I will reintroduce myself to each one of my relationships. So guys, this prompt was honestly, one of the best prompts that I wrote. I felt like I really didn't understand, like, okay, what do you mean one boundary? What do you mean, like, okay, yeah, boundaries to say no when you don't want to do something, yeah, but what is one boundary? And I feel like one thing that we as people struggle most with is giving ourselves that love, that trust, and respect. First of all, if we don't love ourselves, we can never expect anyone else to love us. If we don't trust our own self and our own of decisions, we can't expect nobody else to, forgive nobody else that trust trust other people. And if we don't respect ourselves, our bodies, our minds, then how can someone respect us? So I definitely love that boundary, and I'm definitely going to be putting it on a post-it or on my vision board and really reminding myself to love myself, love myself to the fullest, take care of myself, take care of my mind, really what is it that how can I show myself more love? How can I show myself that I love me, and trust myself? Sometimes, people hurt us, and I feel like one thing is like, how didn't we realize, like, brain, like, we're so smart, we're so intelligent, how couldn't we realize that, this person was going to do us wrong, or this was going to be a situation where it was totally bad for us? And I have to give myself back that trust and be like, Onika, it's okay, it's okay that you didn't realize this at this time. It's okay that, you let somebody kind of fool you in a way, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Nah, I'm an idiot now. Come on now. No, but seriously, I feel like that prompt is my key boundary. Like, that is my key boundary for 2022. Like, loving myself, trusting myself, and respecting myself. And as I show myself that, others will move accordingly. And if they don't, I'm gonna let them know, this is me, this is who I am. I love me, and I trust me, and I respect me. And if you can't get with the program, then you can step, like, be gone. Like, I don't need you to disrupt my peace. I don't need you to come in my life and say, oh, I'm gonna rearrange this boundary for you. No, if you can't accept this boundary, then kudos to you. Like, transition to something new and just be gone. Like, and honestly, I am very happy about that boundary. I'm very, very, very happy that I set that within myself. Like, I have to dedicate that to myself. Because if I don't dedicate that to myself, then others are not really going to take me seriously. Like, I have to take me seriously. Like, come on now. Come on. Like, if I don't take me seriously, how can others take me seriously? So, in what ways will I take better care of myself in 2022? In 2022, I will have a set routine, something to help me start off my day. I will set my boundaries, and I will enlighten my mind with books to help my development of healing. I will journal 4 times out of the week to help declutter my mind, and I will dedicate time to myself. Now, I really want to journal. Sometimes I feel like way back when, I only journal like when I was really, really overwhelmed and I want to get my emotions out. So I feel like I want to journal prompts. Like, prompts will help me, like, where do you want to be in 5 years? What are your goals? Like, stuff like that. I really want to, progressively work towards, like, prompts. I have so many journal prompts. Like, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on those. And I feel like as well, really like setting a routine. So right now I've been on my natural hair care journey. I've been on it a few years, but I feel like for me, I feel like, I only had to like, do protective styles. So I'm really setting a hair care routine, a skin routine, and starting off my day, like what do I want to do before 12 o'clock, before noon? Like I really want to drink tea. Like me, like tea, if we're not drink tea at morning time, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. My granny always tell me you have to drink a warm cup of tea before you start off your day. So I really want to drink tea, get into that habit, like doing my hair routine, my skin routine, taking care of my body. Guys, taking a shower in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, like really stuff that I want to do before 12 o'clock. And as tedious as it may seem, making the bed, because making the bed, they always say on Instagram and on Google, and when I do my research, that small tasks to throughout the day help with decreasing depression, anxiety, and all of that. So I feel like making my bed will help me like feel like starting off my day with a positive note. Like, okay, if I can make my bed, I can conquer the world. I can conquer the world. Like, can you conquer the world? Just feeling that emotion. Like, I made my bed. Like, come on now. Did you make your bed? Like, I made my bed. Did you make your bed? I made my bed, So if I can make my bed, I could do that homework that I've been procrastinating about. I could do that assignment, I could go to work. I could do my skincare routine. I could do my hair routine. And just all of that. Like, come on now. Clap for who made the... But no, seriously. So, I feel like for all those people out there who struggled in 2021, this is, we start off today. You don't have to start off when the clock hits 12. You start off today and you just slowly progress. Yeah, so I feel like, these prompts have helped me, think about all the things, all the limiting beliefs that I have experienced throughout this time. Like, I'm working on self-love. I'm working on self-worth. They're different, guys. Who knew? Self-love and self-worth are different. Like, different. But yeah, they're different. Working on my triggers, working on, myself. I feel like being in such a cultural type of Caribbean family, it's not really prone to like really state like, okay, these are the things that we felt like hurt us in our family, and these are the things that we could work on as a family. No, my family, them not talk about nothing. Them don't talk about nothing. If you feel hurt, them separate to God, don't come to them. So I feel like definitely, especially my father's side of my voice, I feel like, with my family, just because, the older people, them, like the people that were born in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and a little bit of 80s, them don't really understand, say, it's okay to speak your mind. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to feel like something hurt you. It's okay to really develop opinions, and just going through that. Even me doing YouTube, I know that a lot of people are like, I wish I said that, doesn't make sense. But there's a lot of people out in the world that struggle with triggers. They struggle with emotional wounds. They struggle with self-worth. They struggle with self-love. And as I'm getting to become me, I hope that I help others to become their best self. It's definitely, this is definitely something that people, I feel like, really need. We need to talk about why our parents, the way our parents parent us, hurt us. We need to talk about the fact that, we sometimes feel like, that we're not good enough. We sometimes feel like, it's not okay. It's not okay to state your opinions. Like, I know a lot of people who can't be alone. Like me, myself, I was included. Like, I felt like, you had to get in a relationship. You had to be with somebody. It's all over social media. Love. We love love. We love this. We love that. Yay! hey, I want it too. But you know, I see a lot of my friends, as soon as they jump out of one relationship, they start to you know, jump into a next. They get so infatuated with another person. And I used to be like that too. I used to be like where, you know, when I jump out of one, I jump into a next. My infatuation used to be either it wasn't with the boys mostly, but it's like it would be like, okay, if I would attach myself to something. So I feel like, you know, a lot of people out there, if it's not family they're attaching themselves to, if it's not their parents, if it's not, you know, relationships, they're attaching themselves onto something to not really dig deeper into the internal issues that they have with themselves. So, you know, guys, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. Like, you know, I'm definitely going to make sure I give you guys more content, you know, give you guys different things that I can, you know, do for 2022. I definitely am excited for the journey that we're gonna go on, guys. I have so much up my sleeve, so much up my sleeve. So, you know, I'm just going to be making sure like I dedicate, you know, time. You know, I'm going to have many different videos, many different types of content, you know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.